What up, y'all? How's it going? BenDeen here, back with another video. Today I'm in the kitchen for the first time in my life. Just kidding. I've used this kitchen a little bit, but not on video. So I'm doing a little bit of cooking today. I am doing a cheesy mukbang today. So what I have here is Kraft mac and cheese. Thank you, Mom. I guess you can get this in Korea too, but it's not that easy. And I'm going to be doing some grilled cheese here too. So I have 4 pieces of white bread, 4 slices of like American cheese, and the stuff I need for that: milk, butter over here, and I already have some like softened butter here for the bread. So this water I got here, I got some water boiling here, and I'm going to add this macaroni in there. I know this isn't really like cooking. A lot of you guys have wanted to see me do like a cooking video, and I mean, you gotta start somewhere, right? So alright, macaroni going in. And while I'm waiting for this to get done, I'm going to prep my sandwich stuff. So here's how I like to make grilled cheese. So I actually like to spread butter on my bread before I even put it on the grill. That way, just easier to just easier, I guess. And some people like to throw the butter right in the pan and not pre-butter the bread, but I've always liked to do it this way. This is how my pops taught me. Here's what I got here. Just 4 pieces of buttered bread. Alright, so my noodles are done here, and I'm going to go ahead and throw a couple of these on the pan. My pre-buttered bread. The thing about grilled cheese that I've noticed, this pan, man, you don't need a super hot pan, at least in my opinion. While this is in here, I'm going to drain this pasta. I don't have a drainer or strainer or whatever you call it, so, I mean, just use the old-fashioned technique here. Alright, so here's what the macaroni is looking like. I'm going to go ahead and add in the milk and the butter and the cheese here. I think the package says, you know, you should use like this much milk, this much butter, but I'm just going to freestyle it. I have a lot of butter, I probably won't use all of it, but get that butter in there. Now add in a little bit of milk. See, the thing is, you can always add more milk later, you know. See, I could probably just eat this without the cheese powder. I might as well throw that in now, though. Cheese going in. That cheese. Stir this up. As you can see here, the macaroni and cheese is starting to take its final form here. Just a little bit more mixing. Probably a good time to add this cheese. So I'm going to use 2 slices per sandwich here. I wouldn't recommend this kind of cheese either, necessarily, but you know, you gotta use what you can. Korea is pretty weak on the cheese game. If you go to a big department store, usually in the basement they'll have like a grocery section, and you can find some pretty decent cheese there. But if you go to like regular marts and stuff, yeah, you might be disappointed. Alright, so this pan is super wobbly, not really distributing the heat well. But as you can see, this one's getting pretty nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this one over. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I got my mac and cheese done over here, and these should only take a couple more minutes. So I'm gonna go set up over there, and I'll meet you over at the usual spot. Alright, so here's what we got. I'll show you the dessert first, just because no reason really. Well, here's the cheesecake that I got from the convenience store. Looking pretty decent. Here are the grilled cheeses that I cooked up. Not looking too bad. And finally, the finished mac and cheese. Good old big old plate of it. So, ooh, I'm pretty excited. I do love cheese. This is all like processed cheese, I know, but it's still kind of cheese. I don't even know if it is cheese, actually. I don't know. I used to eat this stuff all the time as a kid, especially like grilled cheese and mac and cheese. So I'm excited to get into it. I'm gonna start off with some of this mac and cheese. Oh my god. Oh wow. I just love this stuff. I haven't had this in years, honestly. Years. I don't know if you guys have never had Kraft mac and cheese, you need to go try it out. Alright, so that's really good. Here is what I came up with for a grilled cheese. You know, my pan Had some problems, but you know, you got to work with what you got. Just cut this open a little bit, and here's the inside. A couple pieces of, like, you know, that processed American cheese. I'm gonna try this out. That's good though. You can't go wrong with grilled cheese, in my opinion. I remember my dad, he was always good at making grilled cheeses. If you guys know rye bread, it's like a specific brand, actually. I mean, everyone might know rye bread, but there's a specific brand of rye bread. I think it's called beef steak. And if you ever have the opportunity, you should try to make a grilled cheese out of that, because it takes it to a whole nother level, in my opinion. I feel like I'm 5 years old again. I hope you liked that cooking portion, by the way. It was actually pretty difficult for me to do. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but hopefully it's not like terrible. Hopefully I can even use the footage and you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, everything's really good. I don't think I have to, again, these are pretty common foods. I don't think I have to describe the flavors or anything too much. Got a nice crisp crunch to it. Some tomato soup might go well with this meal as well, but it's kind of uncommon here, and it's pretty hot here as well, so I don't know if I'd want to eat like really hot soup right now, but anyway, so since I'm doing a very cheesy mukbang today, I was thinking like, what could I talk about that relates to cheese? I was thinking about that for a while, and I didn't come up with anything. I don't know. I don't think I could talk about cheese for that long, but it did remind me of something about this place I used to work at that sold a lot of good cheeses. Had a big old cheese like case with probably like, I don't know, maybe 30, 40, 50 different kinds of cheeses in there. I think it was from all over the world too. But anyway, I thought I'd maybe talk about working there. Like, I hated that job, honestly. It's my first kind of like real job. Or, you know, this might take a while, so I might as well just talk about all my like part-time jobs in the past. Or just jobs in general. So I think the first job that I had that I can remember is like paperboy. You know, I don't know if you guys know what newspapers are. Kind of like last century kind of thing, but I'm just kidding. But yeah, me and my brother had a paper route when we were probably like 13, 12, just in our neighborhood, which is really nice. I think it went down from like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks or so, 6 blocks. It was like an everyday type of thing after school. You know, get on the bike. You have to roll up the papers. You know, put the rubber band around them and stuff, roll them up. We got pretty good at that. My brother actually won a little competition. Anyway, so yeah, the worst part about that, it wasn't bad. I think it took like 20, 30 minutes every day. The worst part that was really hard for us was like those weekends. So like every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, at like, let's see, 5 o'clock. I think I had to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and get all the papers out, like roll them up and get them all out by 7 o'clock, I think. And the Sunday papers were, I mean, that was no joke. Those Sunday papers were pretty big with all the ads and stuff, but we probably did that for a few months. I can't remember. My mom actually, sometimes we'd be too tired or lazy to get up that early, and my mom was up anyway, and she's like, "You want me to just do it for you?" It's like, all right. So sometimes, yeah, she would like do our paper up for us. But let's see. So we did that for a few months. I can't remember how much we made. Probably not very much. I think the next thing we had was, or that I had was when I turned 16. I think where I'm from, that's where you could actually like get an actual part-time job. And I got I got my car too, so I needed to work, do something. So I started working at my it was like a family friend's. It was like a bakery slash natural food store slash like deli type of place. They had cheese. There's actually 2 different stores connected. And that's what I was talking about with the cheese. I mean, it was a family friend, so I didn't even have to like interview to get the job or anything. But yeah, that was really, I hated that so much, honestly. I probably did it for a year. Thing is, they would just order me around all damn day. And like the main guy, I don't want to like talk too bad about him on here, but I remember one time, like, I don't even want to think about it, but they told me, alright, so like one of the bosses, like, moms was in there. She's really old, and one time anyway, long story short, she made me wipe dirt off her, like mud off her shoe. Like, what the heck, man? I'm not some kind of like, I don't know, I just felt like degraded. There's like rats in the basement, dead rats in the basement. I probably shouldn't be talking about this nasty stuff while I'm eating, but not a good gig. I would just do anything that they told me to. I was doing everything pretty much. That's what I was. Like, some people would just do like one thing. They'd work in the bakery, work on the other side. But literally, they had me doing everything. So wasn't a fan of that. And then after that, it wasn't until I was like, so I tried to go to a regular university I dropped out after the first semester. Like, alright, I'm not really into the college thing right now. But I do want to, live with my friends down there in the other college town, so I want to, find a way to be able to do that. We found a really cheap place, and with the rent was like $250 a month, maybe. I think I talked about this in another mukbang, but basically what I did was I don't know if you guys can remember back in the day, this is like 2008, 2009, before everyone had smartphones, there's this thing called like Cha-Cha, this company. There's also another one that might be more familiar, KGB. Basically like a company that if you have a question or something, you can like text your question to this number, and real people will like answer your questions. crazy concept, I think. But that's what I was doing for probably another year. So I was working. I wasn't even working for them. I was like an independent contractor, I think they called it. But it was like for Cha-Cha. They called me an expediter. So what I would do, I was like on the front lines of all of the questions coming in. So how it worked was a lot of people would answer like simple questions like, what is the temperature in like New York City right now, or what is the capital of South Korea, whatever. A lot of those simple questions had like really easy, like, so if a lot of people had already asked like, what's this capital of South Korea, there'd be like an automatic answer. I could just click it and send it off. Some of them, like if it was like about the weather, I could also just like type in like in a weather thing like New York City weather, and it would just send off automatically. Some of the questions were more complicated. I got a lot of weird questions too, and I would have to send those to someone else who actually like did the research, and like I think they had to find like a decent source. So yeah, that's basically what I was doing. I think I got paid like $3, or no, like 3 cents per question. So sometimes when like the traffic was really high, I'd be just like going through questions like, you know, like just doing it really fast, and I would do like hundreds of questions an hour. I think the most I made was like $6 an hour or something. But what I tried to do is make like at least, I think it was like 25 bucks per day. So I would make like at least like 600, 700 bucks a month. But that was like working every day for hours, I think, because usually I would make somewhere more like $3 an hour. So I could be working just like at my computer. Yeah, I could do whatever I want. I could watch TV, watch movies, or listen to music. But mostly I think I was working for like 6, 7, 8 hours a day, and it was just the most boring thing. But I mean, for me, it was fine. And I did that for about a year, but I don't know, that kind of died down. And then after that, I worked at a very popular electronics retailer in the U.S. called Best Buy, and yeah, I hated that one too, because if you guys know a lot about Best Buy, it's like based on sales, right? So there's a lot of salespeople out there who are getting like, from the higher ups, the managers and stuff, that's all they care about is sales. Me, I was working in the back. Like I was just stocking stuff all day, and I got no respect. Like no one cared about what I was doing. Like I don't think I ever talked to a manager at all. Like, but you'd always see the managers out like talking to the salespeople, you know, praising them and seeing like how's it going. But we were just like, and it was like mostly, I would say it was mostly salespeople. And then we had a small team of like 4 or 5 people doing like all the behind the scenes stuff, stocking, doing the truck, doing the like changing all the ads, all the signage, like the price tags and stuff. And it's pretty funny actually. I kind of complained a lot about it at work. not a whole lot, but like every now and then I'd complain about it. I was always trying to get my position switched. Actually, that job I started as full time or part time, but they bumped me up to full time. So, just because like they needed more people really, but yeah, after like almost a year, I was like really kind of fed up with it because they wouldn't. I was working really hard, and I think they knew that and didn't want to put me in a different position because there was other people on my team who didn't work hard at all. So they didn't want to put me on like the sales floor or anything. And I asked so many times, and they're always like, "Oh yeah, we'll find something for you," but nah. So one day I complained about it to the wrong person. I don't know who, but it got up to the general manager. I think I used a bad word describing my job, and it got up to the general manager, and he was like just like furious about it for some reason. So he got basically so mad. He was like, "All right, well, we're just gonna fire you." I was like, "What the heck? I can't even complain about it." So I'm not sure exactly how it ended out, but I'm pretty sure like if I quit or they fired me, but I'm pretty sure I might have got fired, or maybe I quit. Either way, not a good deal. And that's like the last actual like real kind of job I've had. A couple years ago, I was living in Korea and I was trying to make some money. It was like private tutoring a little bit, but that wasn't really like an actual job. So yeah. Anyway, finished with the 2 grilled cheese sandwiches and the box of Kraft mac and cheese. Now time for this cheesecake. So I'll be right back. All right, so let's try out this cheesecake. It looks alright. Not bad for the convenience store. Definitely, I think it was about $2. It's definitely no like real cheesecake that you get somewhere else, like at a bakery or something, but good with milk as well. Anyway, I'm going to look at these comments and respond to some of these comments. So let's see. Natalie Lee said, "What if you had to use the bathroom after a shower? The toilet would be all wet." Yep. You gotta get. I don't know if any of you guys have experience living in a place that only has wet bathrooms. Like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should check out my my house tour video. But yeah, everything gets wet. Like the whole floor, the toilet gets wet. This obviously the sink. And it's really not ideal. It definitely took some getting used to, and yeah, I mean the good part is though you can like kind of, for me it's easy to clean. I just like before I take a shower, I'll just go in there and like hose everything down and like scrub away. But other than that, really not many good points to it. Besides, it is small though, so it does give me more room in my actual living space. Mitch Vilbar said, "Both Andrew and Anthony." This is about the last video I did, or the last mukbang video I did. I talked about Andrew Zimmern and Anthony Bourdain. Said, "Both Andrew and Anthony loved our food, Filipino food. Are you open to try it too?" Yeah, definitely. That's one thing that I really should start looking into more. I really want to try more foreign, like international foods, and do mukbangs on them, or taste tests or whatever. But there's really nothing like around my area. I think it'd be slightly easier if I had a car, but I guess I could take a taxi or something. I'll definitely look into it because that's definitely something I want to try to start doing. P_NGs said, Ben, why don't you try to change your hairstyle? Yeah, I kind of want. I need to switch it up. The last haircut I got wasn't really like. I mean, it was alright. I don't know if you remember. It was a new new lady who cut my hair, and I mean, it's alright, but I'm not really a fan of it either. I'm down for some new suggestions for the hair. Elisa Garcia said, not much of a milk fan. Actually, I do really like milk. I've had a lot of milk ever since I was young. My parents always made me drink milk for dinner when I was younger. I do like it a lot, but I don't know. Ever since I moved to Korea, I just completely stopped drinking it for some reason. Just because I'm broke. If I'm gonna go spend my money on a drink, I guess I'd rather spend it on like something bad for me, like cola or something like that. But usually, I only drink water. Like 99.9% of the time, I just drink water. I started drinking more like pops or sodas like that in mukbangs just because I thought it'd be nice to do that for videos. But pretty much only water for me. It's funny. I saw a comment recently that said like 90% of Asian people or East Asian people or something are lactose intolerant, which is something I never heard before, but I kind of looked it up, and there's some other people saying that too. And I don't know if I've been drinking milk for a long time, and I've never thought of that. I've had that kind of problem before, but if like supposedly that many Asian people have lactose intolerance, then I don't think I'd be that lucky. I don't know. You Asian people out there, let me know what's up with that. Anyway, that's it for this video. Before I end this video though, I want to give a special shout out to Steven or Stefan, not really sure, man, but thank you for supporting me on Patreon. I really appreciate that. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. If you go to like a big if you go to a big department store, I'm gonna sample this real quick. Alright, I'm gonna leave this for the mukbang. And then this one up here, not looking as good. So you really want that heat well distributed through the pan. And here's what we're looking at right now. And not too bad. I've made better in my day.